Okay, so let me give this a little bit here. This is the first time trying a new setup, and I kind of want to make sure that we're streaming here. So, okay, so it looks like we're good. Got it on. Uh-oh. I was gonna say it looks like we were good on. Oh, that's a different stream. Okay, so I'm like I said, I'm new to a lot of the streaming stuff here, and I'm just trying to get it worked out here in my creaky old chair. Um, it doesn't look like it's going. Let's go to. It's not let me. I'm on Twitch right now trying to see here. Um, so it looks like I go to Stream Manager and it says that it's not streaming. Okay, well, looks like we're good on YouTube. Twitch, I don't know. Twitch says that my session's 1 minute and 19 seconds in. I'm just checking a couple things here. So, how is everybody today? I know there's nobody watching yet because I am messing with some stuff. And we're going to have somebody else's. No, we don't want that on. Okay, so like I said, I'm new to this. I found a way to maybe double stream, but I'm not sure why it's not showing up on my Twitch. It says the video download was canceled. Please try again. Okay, well, you know what? Trying a couple different things. So we will just go with it. And if it's streaming to Twitch, great. If not, we'll just stream to YouTube, I guess. I was trying a couple different things, but we'll go with it. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm kind of starting a new session here. And if somebody does hop on, if my volume's a little low or a little high, let me know. I think I have it drummed in. And if the dogs bark, I will try to mute it. I am sorry. I am in my living room. I am not a professional person. So, well, I'm professional, just not when it comes to this. Okay. So today we're going to show you, I've had a request from somebody, and that somebody was Crab Clown Jimmy. If you haven't checked him out, check him out on Twitch and on YouTube. That was Crab Clown Jimmy. Okay, so he was kind of asking how I made maps. These are actually my maps I made. Look, there's an older one that was Talos, world I built. Um, there's Tirada, which was another one. The Halloween map. Some of my covers, trash. Viewing room. This was how I actually did my first server right here for 7 Days to Die. Kind of cool, huh? But what we're going to do today is we're going to start and we're going to build a world. I think I want to try to do this, and I can't say we're going to do it weekly. It might switch to Sunday nights after 10 p.m. after the holidays. So, but nobody's here right now, so I've got no interruptions. Plus, if I can set this up on my laptop, then I can do it other times in another room. But, okay, so if you come into Inkarnate, go to my maps. 2.0 is out now. I have not done anything with that. I have been with Inkarnate, and why do I use Inkarnate? I have been with them for years now. I don't know, it's 4 years, 3 years, 5 years. Seems like forever. But this is what it is. Okay. So, I got way too much junk down here, don't I? But, okay, as you can see, I have OBS down here. And this one's a chat bot that I'm trying that will supposedly, if people plop into Twitch and plop into YouTube, I can see all of them on the same screen. So, okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to create a new map. And they have a lot of different things you can choose. And a lot of this is just what will be preloaded. There's a lot of stuff I haven't done on here. Ooh, I didn't actually see the Battle Maps Classic. That will be kind of fun. But what we're going to do is new fantasy world. Style works best for large-scale maps, countries, continents, or even entire worlds. And this is what we're going to do. Here's a couple that other people have made. Pretty cool. A lot of these will be way better than mine. Um, it just depends on what you want here. I tend to go to the higher, sometimes ultra, but usually it will tell you can't do that. But see, it says high resolution requires a lot of RAM and video memory, may not require every system, may lead to browser crashing. So let's just go to the 2x. I want to move this to make sure. Okay, yep, everything's going good on the stream. I can see it. There's a little bit of lag from when I'm saying it to where it moves, but that's okay. So we're going to go with 2K just so that there's not issues, even though I have 32 gig of RAM on this one and 64 on my laptop. I don't even know. What do we want to call this? We will say to be named later. And since we're going to do that, you can pick your size too. We're going to go with landscape. Go over to my Discord. I will put links to it in the notes here so that you can see it. Actually, it's open right now. I should be able to go, and we'll drop it right now in the chat. I do believe it'll let me do that. If not, well, it won't, right? We're going to do it. Generate new link, copy. Now, let's see. I don't even know. That's not going to work there. So let's go to here and let's see if it'll let me. And there you go. There is the link to join my Discord if you want to, where you can contact me. We'll do some voting on there, and come up with a name for our new world. Because I think this will be a fun thing. We'll do. We'll build it, create it out, and then we will populate it. We'll do all that. It'll be a smaller one. I'm looking at probably just a continent, so maybe we'll have 3-4 cities on it. I had one that was Wren Hill, was kind of like that, but okay, so let's go. You're like, this is getting boring. Quit rambling on. Create map. Now, this can take a little bit. Sometimes the export is, and this is what you have right here. We're going to go a little bit like that. Okay. So what you first do here with this dig tool, the land tool, is you can add. So we're going to add, and you can subtract too. So, now, I don't know why, but when you're doing this, it's going to get a little slow and buggy. Okay. Oh, now it's not doing it. Now it's working perfectly. That's just awesome. Okay. So like that. Now we want to fill it all in, and we'll come back and add some other things. Just like so. Okay. Now you can change this into roughness, smooth, however you want to do it. We're going to subtract. And we're going to go down here because we're going to want, let's go a little bit bigger. We're going to want a central lake with an island on it, just like that. Now let's go smaller. And out of that lake, we're going to want a river. It's kind of, the one thing I don't like is it's kind of hard to see your mouse. I don't know if you can see that. See it right there coming through. You kind of have to watch it. We want the mouth to be a little bit bigger there. Okay, and then we'll probably do another river coming out of the mountains. So let's add a few mountains. We're going to go to our stamp tool. And you go to the catalog. And this will show you all the mountains they have. Do we want snow-peaked? I think we do. Or do we just want regular? We want this just to be a warm biome, or do we want snow and ice? I think we'll just go with a regular. And we're going to go scale it up just a little bit. So we're going to put right there, and see how easy this is to add these mountains. And it just automatically shades them in. So we're going to do like that. Like that. Now, let's do them a little bit smaller. And put some little foothills coming off. Like that. and we can zoom in so you can see better here. Like I said, we're just kind of putting a little bit, we'll have just a little bit go off this way, because that'll give us a neat place for a town right in there. Those would be more like hills. Now let's go back to this. And we want to go even smaller. So we're going to have, right there it is. Let's just go right there. You're going to have your river coming out, feeds the lake, right? Okay. Now, let's zoom back out. Let's close the objects just so we can see better. Okay, I don't know. Let's go a little bit bigger. I think we should kind of, and this is all up to you. You know, what do you want? Oop, that's a little big in it. We'll go there. I think we're going to take it right to the coast. Just like that. And then we'll go like this. Okay, now there's something for a story there. How did that pass get made? Was it through magic? You know, what happened? How do we have a pass here so you can get through? And then, like I said, you just kind of have to go, you know what, let's take this up. And you see it's starting to get in there, right? Okay, so let's go to this. Oop, I should slow down, shouldn't I? Oop. Okay, so let's hit escape. Okay, so we're going to go to the brush tool. And what we want is different terrain. Let's go with snow. And look at this. Oop. Let's hit Control Z to get rid of that. What we need to do, and I'm looking, some things have changed. What I need to do, and I think I'm in the wrong spot. Nope, that should be it. There should be, and I'm looking, color, erase, texture. So I will tell you, they did do some updates here, and so now I'm kind of, that's the stamp tool. What they used to do is there used to be a selection up here. Yep, so it's not letting me do that. Okay. They did some updates, so some things have changed. Ooh, there's a new one, automatically generate. But what we want is we want this. And like I said, we have kind of, you're learning with me here, okay? So, there has to be a spot. I know you're like, dude, you don't know how to do this? No, I actually was going to do this and let's see. No. And then I found out they did an update. So I was like, ooh, an update. So where did you guys move it to? Because that's the different brushes, which is kind of neat. Enable brush, opacity, softness, spacing, scatter. That's not it. And it's probably something really simple, and I'm just not seeing it. But hey, you know what? You're learning with me. So see how it's actually turning that there? I wonder if we have to go up here. That's there, the land brush. There it is. Okay, so I had to click over here. Like I said, they've kind of changed some things, so I'm learning also. They kind of clicked, I had to click over here, so land brush, and see now it'll only change that little bit. Now I say we do this. What do you think? Let's do a couple more. Let's go like this. And then we'll do some more of the mountains, the snow peak ones, to show that we are switching over. Best laid plans of mice and men, right? Okay, so we're learning the biomes. So now let's go to here and let's do a yellow desert. And we're on the land brush. And let's say it's over here. So we're kind of, yeah. Goes right to the coast. You know, that wouldn't be right, would it? So the coast would still be kind of greenish. So let's just put right in here. Now we've got the desert in. What else do we want? We want rocks. There's water. Ooh, this is new. Okay, so we'll mess with that later with the water one. Ooh, see, so there's lots of new stuff they added. So there's wheat fields. I am looking for forest. That's kind of nice. No, we're not going to do that. Ocean, winter, farm, autumn, orcs, stone, overlay, grass, crops, water, waves, snow and ice, sand, rocks, lava, dirt. So they used to... Uh-oh, you're going to get some buffering. I don't know why. Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, views were extreme. So I just wonder. Probably because of that. It's probably because, who knows, maybe something's downloading too. But, okay. So sorry if you're experiencing buffing. I was looking for swamp. So you click, enter. I don't see anything I like as swamp though. So we're going to leave it as nothing there. So we're going to have our desert. We're going to have our grasses. Now let's go to stamp tool. And what are we going to, we want some forest. And sometimes you have to figure out how it was named. Okay, so there's the trees. Now this can get a little wonky sometimes, just so you know. Shrubs. So see, I like to use those. Let's try trees just to make sure. There it is. Okay, now this would be like, well, how big do you want it? And how's it gonna look? Because you just go like this, but then that's kind of big. So let's make it small. And we're going to want some woods here. And I'm just holding the button down. Okay, so you have that. I don't really care for that much. So let me show you how I've done it in the past. I just look and see because they had new ones. Let's do shrubbery. It's the shrubbery. And let's do this. I think these make a better woods. And remember, the woods don't just stop. So you'd have like a few trees kind of out. And we're going right to the water's edge. And this could be trees there. Now you could do it a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is we want, so like this, and right here you're going to have another woods. And like I said, this is all up to you, how long you want to spend on making your woods, your forests, and your landscape. Yeah, let's go ahead. So you want to save and save often, and it can take a little while to save sometimes. That's what it was warning me of there. Yep, so the chatbot's not telling me anything. Okay. So do you like it? Do you hate it? I would do this. So you've got the big trees, and then let's go back to small wherever it went. And then now kind of fill in. Like that. And do it all the way around. And like I said, you can take days making a map. But we're just going to do a quick one here. Okay, so what else? Is there anything else that we need? We got the woods. There's a lot of plains here. Okay, so I say, what do you think? What do we need? What do we need? What do we need? I like more woods than that, though. I think we need some more right down here. Right by the ocean. I would say even this side, too. The nice thing, like I said, with this, it could just be a continent. If you've been following my build of my world to seer, this could be one of the continents that float in and out. I say, see, now we're going to have some dispersed because the years ago the okay now don't hate me here. The evil orcs, not the good orcs, the evil orcs had started a campaign and it attacked, and they laid waste to the woods down here, and it just left it just sparsely. This ruin was all ruined and burnt. Okay. All right, so let's do it that way. Let's add a little bit more here. Okay. It's like, you've done a lot. You better save. Now, let's see what we have for city. Now, like I said, this is all about you. Let me get a drink here. This is all on how you want to do it. You know, what's your style? What do you want? Do you want the human fortified? Oops, I moved closer to the mic. Sorry. The human fortified cities? Do you want each city to be different? Do you want each city on the map to be the same? I think for our purposes, we will do the same and we will just call it cities. And I like the human fortified city. Now we need to scale it. Let's do it like that. Because like I said, this we'll do a city there. We'll do a city in there. Because this is just a continent, right? I say we do one over here. And then, of course, you're going to have one up there. What do we want? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 cities. And that doesn't mean that there can't be other cities or stuff in there. But we'll just do the main cities. Okay. I'm in my mind creative mode. You know, sometimes you stop and you think and you're like, okay, so what else is there? Okay, so let's put this here. That's a ruin. It's an old city that used to be there. Okay. So we want dashes or dots. Okay, I want dots. And this will show like that. Let's do size a little bit bigger so that you can see it. And these will be between the cities in that. And then we will put one going up here, and that goes through the mountains. And then it comes out over here. So we're actually making a connection there. Then we have one that goes over to the city. Then we're going to have one that goes through there to this city. And, you know, there could be lots of little roads, but these would just be the main roads. So, like I said, the continent, we don't have a whole lot of main roads here. Let's go back here. I want to see if we have, cave. Okay, so let's do it that way. Can you even see it? Nope, not really. So like that. And I got close to the mic again. I am so sorry. And then we'll go like that. And see, so now, not only is it a trail through the mountains, it actually goes in the mountains and back out. Okay, so let's go back to the line. Now I have to remember bit screen. That's what it is. But I'm just trying to think here how we want to, because we have it through the mountains, but there has to be another pass, right? So we would go there, and then there, and we'll say that that skirts. Okay, so right here, we will just say that there, well, let's put a bridge, right? Yeah, let's put a bridge. I was going to say, let's say that it's low there. That's about our best bridges, huh? Let's do it this way and like that. And there we go. So now we got our bridge going across. Kind of a big bridge, isn't it? But that's okay. It doesn't have to be to scale. Like I said, this isn't, we're not charging anybody for this map. This is a fun map for us to build on, right? Okay, what else do we need? I feel like there's something missing up here. Maybe not. They could be the others. Now let's see. Do we have villages? There are. So we're just going to stick with human villages. So let's put a couple of those in. Right there. And we'll put one right here at the crossroads, because we probably have like a little village at Crossroad, wouldn't you? Let's put a couple more. Right there, we'll put a village. Let's do the objects. And what we're trying to do, let's see, where can we do this? Not hide, not edit nodes. That's the one we want. See, it's not letting me, is it? All right, we'll just live with that line right there. Let's hit Control Z. Control Z. Control Z. What are we getting? Not okay. So let's go like this, and we'll just move it off to the side a little bit. There we go. Like I said, sometimes you just have to kind of change things. Okay, so we got that. Okay. Okay. What do we need? What else do we need here? I don't know. I kind of want to see a village on here too. Let's right there. Now we got a village on there that's only accessible by boat. So those people are kind of strange or recluses or yeah. Okay, so we've got the map. What else does this map need? Let's just look through. Let's hit X. There's some cliffs, some floating islands, some hills. There, we could actually. What hides in those hills? We don't know. Okay, so we got hills, and there's the mountains, some rock formations. I like those. I like that. What do we have here? So let's put it like that and like that. And that marks our passage where those legs to a giant statue where they see that's the thing. You just got to let it run wild. Let's do. I think that's a little big. We're going to go like this. Because what are those? Oh, who knows? That could be a village. It could just be dragon's hideout. It could be, like I said, we'll work on it. We'll get all of this. What do we got here? Pits. Okay. Ooh, a waterfall. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Look at that. We've got a waterfall coming out of the mountains. I don't like where that's at though. So let's Control Z that one's. Let's do that one. Right there. Now we got a waterfall coming out. Looks good to me. We got waves, bushes, cactuses, different crops, which those would come in handy like if we're doing a city map, but we're not going to do a city map right now. Now, this is great. Okay, the clouds. Let's say, like I use this for my to sear. So you want to, who knows what's beyond the mists? So you kind of just go around and add the clouds. And like I said, I use this in mine just because the simple fact that it's going to have mists and stuff. Things kind of come in, and let me go to fit the screen again. Things come and go from my worlds. So why not have it do it here too? So kind of just go around the edges here. You know, there's a story in it. What is in the mist? What happens once a year? The mists break free, and we can see other continents, other lands, things that we just are odd. Okay, so just like that. So now we have this continent that they don't know what's beyond there. Maybe the mists haven't parted in generations. Okay, so I do that, and then we've got lighthouses. We don't need a lighthouse. But what about by those old ruins? There's an old lighthouse that people say is haunted. Like I said, we don't have to stick to this, but this is kind of what we're looking at. I want a couple towers. I like towers. Do you like towers? We're going to put a dwarven tower right there. Who knows if it's dwarves? Who knows what's in there? Let's put another one over here. There, now we got two towers we can play with. You can put docks in if you want to. I don't think we're going to do that because we just have the cities. We've got some other structures, pillars, walls in case you want to do walls. Lots of different things here. Should we put a ship in there? There we go. Now we got a ship. Maybe it's the Flying Dutchman. Okay. So you have parchment dragons. Now the compasses are kind of neat too. So you can do that. Ooh, that's huge. So let's say you want to do that. So then you could put like north, except for it goes behind the clouds. But we don't need it for this one. So, but here you can do different things with the corners of your maps, your heraldries, a graveyard, ooh, a sea serpent. So like, let's say, oh, it's because it's so small. There were tales of a sea serpent off the frozen coast. And I hope you guys remember this because I'm probably not going to remember any of this stuff. Now, for this, what we want here will be above the clouds. It is not. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, we want the whole one. We'll put it there. And then that's where we can put our name in, hopefully. Which, Control Z. Let's go back to that. And let's make it just a little bit bigger so we have plenty of room for our name when we want to put it on there. Okay. I think we're getting pretty close to being done here. Anything else I'm missing that you think I needed? Are we good? Like I said, the possibilities can be pretty endless for this. It just depends on how much time you want to spend. And like I said, these aren't even all. This is just the fantasy world. There's interior designs. There's just whatever you can think of almost. It's pretty neat. Okay, you know what? Let's make it a little bit smaller. Now we've got a shipwreck over there that someone can go investigate. Or maybe that's how you got here. Your ship came through the mists and crashed onto the island. Or the continent, whatever you want to call it. See, that's the thing. You can just scroll through and you can find more things to put in. And you can kind of overdo it sometimes. I think we're good. But let me show you. Excuse me. So there's the classics. I want to build some maps with that. Different things, regionals. Like I said, there's just so much different things it has. Like, do we want an ice cave? Whoa, that's huge. Let's make it like that. Look at there. Now we got a cave. It's a huge cave, so it's got to be gargantuan. That's a little too big, don't you think? There we go. That's a little bit more believable. Little things like that. Look, they got water tiles. These are new, so that's going to be nice for city building. There is just, oh wow, they've really come up with a lot of new stuff. The auroras. I mean, that just all this stuff, a tornado swirl. See, in my mind, I start seeing these things, and my mind just starts reeling on different things I can do in here with this. I could do this. I could, oh my goodness, it's just nice. Ooh, and they have a lot of new docks. Wow, that's cool. Okay, so like I said, there's been a lot of changes since I've been doing it to now. They just came out with a huge update 2.0. And like I said, I could add all sorts of stuff. This is your sci-fi battle maps. Or, as I'd like to say, gnomes. Because they're going to build stuff like this. You know they are. Well, maybe not meat. I mean, I'm sure they do, but... Okay, so... Battle maps. Let's not go into it. Watercolor cities. And they do have a new thing, which I have to check because that's going to be kind of cool. They have a marketplace. Let's escape. We're going to save it. They have a new thing on here. It's called Marketplace, so people can come out or can make stamps and stuff, and you can buy them. And it's got me really excited about this for new map builds, especially the cities, because to build a city, that's one of my big issues is building cities. And let me show you how I was going to do it. So here's our map. We've got our map done. We are going to export it. Export as image, so you see how to do that. Now, I kind of want it to be huge. How big is that going to be? For stamps smaller than size 50, 16K works best. For larger, 8K for faster. Okay, we're going to do that. Okay, so this will take a minute while I talk then. And then I'll show you that here in a little bit. Okay, well, it's going, looks like it's going quick. Oh, it's 1/2 of 63. Okay, so when you export it, it's going to do it, and then it's going to ask you where you want to save it. And then you can do anything outside of here you want to. I will take a lot sometimes and use GIMP, which is kind of like Adobe Photoshop, but it's free, so I can recommend GIMP all the time. So you can use GIMP and add things to it like words. I like it better to add words. Just add new layer, put your words where you want them, like your city names and stuff if you want to put names on them, which we will. So if you go to the Discord, I'm going to put on here, on there, its own category. And to start, it's going to be named later. And then once the name's there, we'll put the name in, and we'll work on building cities, politics, all that stuff. We'll have a good time doing it, and I'll stream each one. And like I said, I'll try to keep doing this good. This is on my main channels on Twitch. I only have one channel because I haven't really done Twitch. My main channel, Lutar Productions. But I'm still tempted to switch everything over. I have another channel that I just created called Of Realms and Ruins, and I'd like to keep that just for tabletop RPGs. So we might transition over to that for this stream. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should we keep it here on Lunatar Productions and then just do all of my gaming stuff here, 7 Days to Die, tabletop RPGs, all of that? Or should the tabletop RPGs have their own channel? It would make it easier for the algorithms and people liking it or not liking it. They won't have to wade through 7 Days to Die stuff or any of the other stuff. So let me know what you think in the comments. This is taking quite a while. I need another drink. I had even used this for creating some of the covers for my modules. If you don't know, I have modules on DM's Guild. They are the Orbs of Corruption modules, 1 through 5. I am working on 6 right now, which is the final one in that series. Okay, then it says you want to save it. We will save it. Now, really, 45.1. And it's going to open up in GIMP. We'll go to continue editing. And about GIMP, close. So here it is. Now, oops. No, that's the same thing. So here it is. I want to open up in something else. Okay, you're going to get a quick view of my desktop. Don't judge, don't judge. Oops, and it went somewhere else. Okay, come on, come on. Trying to drag it over into the screen. But sometimes my dual monitors just don't want to work. There we go. Okay. Oh, what are we looking at? Oh, yeah, we're looking at the clouds. Because that's how big it is. So let's... So see, look at this. I mean, that before was 1-to-1, right? But you see, you can zoom all the way in. So you could even print this off in lots of different maps. Like, say, make it 4 of them. Look, there's our caverns. We have a cave, our cave going in. So, see, it's just an awesome program. Um, Currently, I can't tell you what it costs yearly because I started so long ago that I'm grandfather claused in. And I want to say it's like between 20 and 30 bucks a year right now. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can find it. Okay. It has a free version plus paid creator, studio, and the pro plan was historically. So okay, that's what mine was, 25. Studio, so they changed the plans. So that's what they changed. Um so it looks like $80 a year for commercial use now. 25 a year or 5 a month for personal creator plan or free. Now, I have the pro plan, so I'm allowed to use it for everything, which is cool. But let's go back. We already saved it. Like I said, they have changed a few things. That's what I wanted. Return to your maps. I thought I clicked it, but I didn't. Save and leave. So now that's there. If we ever need to go make a copy or change anything or do anything like that, it is there. Okay, I'm just looking to make sure. Yep, looks like the voice hasn't been spiking out too much. Let's don't show that again. Okay, so let's marketplace. So this is the new. So looks like people are selling maps mainly here. But that's cool. You know, you want to buy a map? You can buy a battle map for $1, $5, $4. So these look like, yeah. So here's where you can get the stamps, which is kind of neat, huh? Now, how do you go back out of this one? They have Dungeon and Cavern, Ruins. That's pretty cool. Forest. So see, let's go back to maps or to marketplace. So you can get all sorts of stuff. There's sci-fi. My goodness. You know the amount of time it took people to make this, and he's charging $1. You know, support these people. If you need one of these maps or want it, support them because this takes an unbelievable amount. I mean, look at this. This guy's doing this for $1. Let's see if we can take a picture. Look at this. I mean, ain't that cool? Okay, I think. See, you might recognize this. Actually, this one because there's the cutout for it. That was the cover for one of mine. So, okay, so what can I tell you? I really enjoy this program. Um, I do have a few other programs that I do use, not for the worlds, but for cities, dungeons, that sort. And we'll kind of explore each of those as we get further along in this process. So, all right, I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you'll come back and watch the next one. And we'll try to start one after the holidays because it is crazy right now with kids and stuff and all that to come up with a schedule. But after the holidays, maybe we'll do it like every other Sunday, every Sunday. We'll try to do something like that where we're actually this. I need to get a new chair. I know, but we'll try to do it so that it's people can plan on it, be there. We'll try to iron out the Twitch and the YouTube so that we can be both places. All right. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you on the next one.